she gained prominence under with lies as well, claiming to have a link, an inside link to my former, I even hate to talk about this person, Swordfish, but the abuser I was with. And nothing was true. Nothing was true. And I eventually caught on to that and just was like, I don't want to have anything to do with you. And since then, they, you know, are big mad and just make content about me and try to ruin my life.
The audacity you have to sit here and say that she was trying to do something for her own benefit when all she ever did, up until that point, was to help you. And then you completely screwed her over and she said, F you, which I think most of us would have done. So how dare you say that? She literally tried to stop you from getting you f***ing idiot. Hey Lunchables, I don't want you to have a heart attack, but I'm back. I think we're like 3 videos in 4 days and I don't know what's going on, but I'm kind of enjoying it. So we now have part 2. Now I have around about 54 minutes looking at me, so I think this is going to be a part 2 and a part 3, but they are both complete. So I will post this and then post part 3. It's just, I know that a lot of people get put off with like hour-long videos, and I do get that. So if you prefer to watch them in segments, you can do it this way. I hope this doesn't annoy everyone, but let's continue.
So this person is a complete moron, no content, no life. The minute I upload something, they just take it, go online and find fault in everything I do. That's not reaction.
Do you not think that you do anything that there is to find fault in? Do you honestly think that you're this perfect human being and that we're all sitting here and just wishing that we had your life? Like, nobody wants your life. The things that you do are worth commenting on and criticising, both of which are allowed on YouTube, so suck it. You are literally, I'm going to point this out, I don't want to make this a big thing because I don't want it to feel like I'm being hateful towards a certain religion, because I'm 100% not. But in my personal opinion, somebody that dresses the way that you are, pretending to be the religion that you are, and talking the way that you do daily when you go on your lives and you have edibles, and you admit that you're not eating halal, and you speak about people the way that you do, the way that you are now, and you wear a hijab or a burqa with like a mark on it. You can't even be bothered to keep things clean, to be respectful to the religion that you're pretending to be. That, for me, is worth commenting on.
To me, that's harassment and bullying. And I mean harassment like real life stalker stuff, where they've actually gone and like to my hometown to visit places I frequent. They've gone to my fashion show I attended and called it a fatty fashion show, fat shaming everyone.
So you told everybody that you were being invited to be in a fashion show. You were showing off and you were so excited about that, and you wanted people to come and see it. You made it very clear where it was, and it was easy enough to find the information. FFG made a point of saying that she was going to go ahead of time, so you knew that she was going. So if you were really that bothered, why did you not say something then? Then when she came in, you spoke to her and you had no issue with it. You didn't say anything to the person that owned the clothes that you were going to be showing in the fashion show. Like, if you were really worried and you were really offended, you would have surely said something and asked them to get her to leave, but you didn't. And in fact, you asked her if she wanted to go get something to eat with you. And then you found out the next day, when she, by the way, had said that she would not post a video until you posted a video, because she wanted to be respectful to you and let you be the one to show the fashion show before she then had a video about the fashion show, because obviously it was your big thing. But then because you got so high the night before, you didn't wake up and you didn't edit a video until like ages later. And so Frenchie was like, stop this, I'm making a video. Like, I want to put the video up that I said that I was going to make for people. And then you absolutely lost your because she had posted a video, when the real issue was the fact that you're too lazy to actually put a video together for people. So as much as you can say, oh, they came to the fashion show. Yeah, they came to the fashion show because you told people where the fashion show was. Like, what did you think was going to happen? Just because none of your actual real fans, as you say, turned up. I know you're really like gutted about that, but nobody really cares about you in real life. Frenchie actually came to kind of see what was going on, and she was interested and knew that most of us would like to see what's going on and what the real story is, not the fake Chantal story. So yeah, I don't understand what your issue is. Don't be so lazy. Pull your finger out and do stuff when you say you're going to do it.
And called it a fatty fashion show, fat shaming everyone there, when this person is also obese and literally looks like an egg on legs.
I'm sorry. Somebody that is obese, they're fat, yeah? Fat is not an insult. Fat is a descriptive term, okay? So as much as I know that you hate yourself, as we've seen, because you've spent how many years trying to lose weight and you can't do it, you hate fat people, okay? Frenchie saying that was nothing to do to be insulting. She's admitted herself, like, she's fat. She's not saying it as an insult. She's saying it as a descriptor. This is all just internalized hatred of yourself and just another stupid thing for you to point out. A fatty fashion show. It was for plus size people. It's just another term for it, okay? Get over it.
Just a complete loser. And they cannot have an existence or a successful existence doing any other content. So, all right, that out of the way. She gained prominence under with lies as well, claiming to have a link, an inside link to my former, I even hate to talk about this person, Swordfish, but the abuser I was with. And nothing was true. Nothing was true. And I eventually caught on to that and just was like, I don't want to have anything to do with you. And since then, they, you know, are big mad and just make content about me and try to ruin my life. But whatever.
This honestly infuriates the out of me. Right, Frenchie got involved because she did know of the person that you were, let's be honest. And she did her best to help you because she'd heard what sort of person he was, which was proved. The person that he was is exactly who he was. It wasn't like she was making up stuff. This was all very true. Because you were completely out of your mind, like obsessed with him, and you were supporting him, like getting him and getting him food and helping him get on YouTube so that he had access to other people, which is a whole nother story. You stuck up for him and made her feel like for trying to help you. You also put it on your lives and on your channel so that everybody that supported you, which to be fair at the time, you were getting a lot more followers and a lot more views than you are now. So she had a lot of hate from people that told her that she was obviously just trying to like be friends with you and to get fame from you when that was not the case at all. And the audacity you have to sit here and say that she was trying to do something for her own benefit when all she ever did up until that point was to help you. And then you completely screwed her over and she said F you, which I think most of us would have done. So how dare you say that? She literally tried to stop you from getting you idiot.
So now, like I said, she sits there on panel judging me when her life is 100 times worse with the most gravelly smoker's voice I've ever heard in my life.
Sorry, I don't want this to just be the FFG show where I'm just talking about FFG all the time. But FFG has a full-time job. She has money without doing this. This is her hobby. She's said it loads before, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go keep going on about FFG, but obviously Foodie always goes on about her because she hates the fact that she makes so much more money than Foodie now. But yeah, she's just full of shit.
She could be Marge Simpson's third sister, the one with chronic emphysema, and that's all she does. So yeah, like I said, loser. So like objectively a loser. So she always has to involve herself in my life, and this person decided to cause outrage over what I plan to do with my cats, as if it wasn't my life and my decision, involving herself again, causing outrage, like she's not feeding her cats, because my cat was crying in the background, very vocal cat.
No, your best mate was on live saying that there's no food for the cats when you were shagging that dealer, the one that she tried to warn you about. That was the reason that she said she's not feeding her cats. And there's been multiple other times as well, because we've seen how you looked after those cats. You prioritise dick over everyone in your life.
I would never starve my cats, okay? I think there was one live stream where my roommate couldn't find her wet food where I put it, which was solved like an hour later, and I always have dry food out. But anyway, so then it was, I'm gonna rescue this cat. I want to rescue this cat. So she wanted to look like a...
What an awful thing to do. She wanted to rescue a cat that was being neglected. Oh my god, yeah, she's awful. I see why you hate her now.
Big hero, okay? And even though humane euthanasia is not cruel if it's warranted, which is why I had a vet appointment to determine that. I was doing the
You didn't have a vet appointment. You said on the text to FFG that you wanted to get the cat to the vets before she came to get the cat, and FFG was like, no, because she knew that you would try to get that cat put down. So FFG was like, I'll pay for this vet appointment if it means that the cat's going to be alive.
What wasn't responsible of me, and I will take full ownership for, was even despite having clipped their nails, made sure their food was stocked up, making sure they were taken care of before I left for Kuwait, And I did miss them. You know, I obviously did miss them. But I felt like they were, you know, taken care of. They were at home. They weren't in a pet hotel. People travel all the time and leave them in with strangers. At least mine were at home with someone familiar. So I didn't realize that, like, how often their nails would have had to been clipped. Now Sam scratches furniture like the beezer he is. But so when I came home from Kuwait 3 months later, his nails were fine. They didn't even, they were mildly grown. They weren't ingrown. They were fine. Because he was kept filing them down, probably with his scratch post and furniture. BBJ, however, shortly after I came home, I checked her paws and noticed when I saw them, the immediate thing, my heart sank and I was like, oh shit, you know, oh shit. They were grown in the pads, some of them.
Shortly after she came home. So when are we thinking? Are we thinking the day before you decided that you were going to give the cat away, or you were going to take her to the vet to have her euthanized? Because shortly after you got home was not anywhere near as soon as you're trying to make it out to be. And the fact that people had seen this cat limping around and had said to you that that cat needs to go to a vet, and you would just sit there high as you neglected the cat. End of.
And I tried with the nail clipper to take them out, but like she wasn't having it. And I thought, okay, I'm going to deal with it when she goes to the vet. I was going to have everything taken care of when she went to the vet. Should that have been taken care of sooner? Yes. It was ignorant and negligent on my part to not even really think about that. Especially her nails grew a lot faster because as cats get into senior level, they neglect their care. They don't scratch, and their nails grow much more coarser and faster because they...
And you had all this information before you went. And the best thing, because of the privileged situation that you were in, you had people that were offering to pay to get a vet round there. I'm pretty sure FFG was one of the people actually that said, look, we'll pay to get a vet round there. There are a lot of people offering because they care more about your cat than you did. And you were on your live getting annoyed with people for saying, no, I'll get it done when I get back. I'll get the cat to the vet when I get back. But you didn't, did you? And that cat is limping around. And then you're suddenly like, oh God, I want to get rid of this cat soon or kill it. So I probably need to have a look at like what's going on with the claws and things before I take it to the vet. So I've got an excuse as to why it's in such bad condition. Because that's obviously why you would have cut it, because you were apparently going to take both the cats to the vet. So it's a bit weird that you were deciding to cut Sam's claws, isn't it? You get the vet to do it. So funny that.
Don't scratch anymore. She doesn't scratch furniture. She just kind of sleeps there all day. But she was still walking around and jumping around too. So I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I wanted to have her assessed by a vet, which was not this person's decision to make, okay?
The issue was that you made it this person's decision to make when you left it so long to book the vet. I mean, you didn't even have the vet book, and you either didn't have the vet booked or you had the vet booked when you said to the person whom you were going to give the cat to that you were, you know, that you'd take them to the vet before, and then they were like, no. So I don't even know that you even had the vet booked, but you definitely had nothing. You didn't speak to the vet for like 3 weeks. You didn't get back and prioritise the cat. You prioritised the fact that you hadn't had any weed for 3 months and that you hadn't been able to eat like pork and stuff. So you were just, you know, eating all the non-halal food that you could, you know, prioritising yourself as always.
The irony and the hypocrisy of this person wanting to save my cat from euthanasia, drum roll please, is the fact that this person had 2 dogs that she apparently loved so much. She loved dogs. And by the way, she wanted to save my cat, and she said on her live stream she does not like cats. So how is my cat getting the love she needs? Sure, maybe she got to the vet before I took her, a day before I was going to take her, but I doubt she's going to.
Once again, you only contemplated booking the vet because you knew you needed to get rid of the cats, because you wanted to get back to Kuwait for some dick, yeah? It's not like you were like, oh God, the cat's really bad, I want to get them booked into the vet. No, you just knew that your time was running out and you were about to be kicked out of the villa because your lease had ended. So don't act like, oh, it would only have been a day later that I'd have taken them. You were back in the country for at least 3 weeks before you even contemplated taking the cats to the vet. So shut up.
The love she needs. Anyway, I'll get to that soon. And if people think they're going to comment on other videos defending these behaviors or just stating falsehoods, I'll just block you instantly. Thanks. Okay.
She is such an unlikable person. I honestly do not get why anybody would support her and why anybody would put money into supporting her. She is so vile. And unless you are literally up her arse, she doesn't care about you. And unless you're chucking loads of money at her, then she's not interested and you're a fake fan. She just, I don't know what it is about her. It used to really frustrate me, and then I realised I'm letting this sort of person frustrate me. So it doesn't frustrate me anymore. I just really pity her. I really do, because what has she got, honestly? It's just, you know what I mean? You know when you see people and you're just like, oh, bless. That's how I feel about her now.
So she had 2 dogs. The one dog became chronically ill and she prolonged its life with all kinds of medications, whatever. She ended up having to euthanize that dog. So she did euthanize a pet who was ill.
Just really quickly, how many medications do you take, Foodie? I'm just quite interested about that, because could we not say that the medications that you take are prolonging your life? And by your logic, surely we should just, like, put you down, I guess.
Number 2, she'll then say, well, BBJ wasn't ill. BBJ is very elderly and has a lot of illnesses, which when you took her to the vet, you found out yourself. Okay. So number 2, she had a second dog.
So because BBJ is ill or has illnesses, that fortunately can be like looked after, given medication to help and things like that. And obviously the vet is going to say whether the pet is going to be suffering, and they determined that BBJ wouldn't be suffering at all as long as they have this medication, which again FFG was more than happy to pay for. But again, you have lots of illnesses, so I think maybe Salah should say, well, if Salah's even there, like when you go back, I mean, I don't even know what's going on with that now. It's such a weird situation. But yeah, I really think that maybe they should stop giving you medication and prolonging things, because it just seems like you're getting near the end, you know what I mean? And at least the cats actually seem like they've got some life in them. I mean, what even is your life at this point?
Apparently had separation anxiety and was very miserable because the first dog passed away. So she decided to euthanize that dog as well.
Sorry, I was really annoyed I'd interrupted her saying this because I knew what she was going to say, and I wanted to talk about it. But anyway, so she is trying to insinuate that FFG, by the way, we know how much she loved her pets. Like, you could always hear them in the background, and she always talked about those dogs. And she still talks about them because she adored them. But she's now trying to insinuate that FFG went to her vet and said, my dog's really sad that the other dog's no longer here. Can you just put him down as well? Because it'll just be easier for me. No, that's the sort of thing that you would do and nearly did with BBJ. But no, unlike what you're saying, that is not the case.
Which that dog didn't have chronic illnesses, apparently. So I don't know. I
don't know. That's exactly what you should have said. Pretty much in all, like, the parts of speaking about FFG. Like, I don't know. That would have covered it.
Instead of parading BBJ's vet notes online for super chats, how about you show us what happened to your dogs? We need proof of that. How about that? Before.
It's really funny as well because FFG has explained about her dog situation and gone into detail about it, and people will often bring it up because they hear Foodie say this and they're like, oh my god, she put them down, and it's not the case. But it's not my story to tell. I don't really feel the need to kind of stand up for FFG. She's obviously talked about it on her page, but it really does just make me laugh. So Foodie's getting annoyed that FFG showed the vet like kind of what the vet found was wrong with the cat, and there were a lot of issues, and she's saying, oh god, she showed the vet note for super chats. Firstly, as soon as people found out that Frenchie had saved BBJ, people were sending money. She wasn't asking, she had never asked for anything, but people were happy to donate because they were so happy to hear that that cat was finally being looked after properly. She then posted the vet notes because you had said time and time again that there was nothing wrong with the cat, or there was a few things wrong, and when you went to the vet you'd find out. But obviously you never did you? Because it wasn't a priority for you, because it didn't benefit you. She posted it on her community post, and at no point again did she ask for any money. But the thing that makes me laugh is that, you know, if you'd have taken her to the vet and you'd have posted a vet note and you'd have said like, oh, she's got this, this and this wrong and she needs this, this and this, that people would have donated money to you to help to keep that cat alive. So it's not because it was Frenchie, and it was not because she wanted the money. She wanted to keep the cat alive. You didn't care if BBJ was.
You open your big mouth about my care, pet care. So you have 2 dogs euthanized, but you have the nerve to criticize me for wanting to bring my cat to the vet to see if it was appropriate for her to be euthanized. Given her age, given the fact that I had to move out of country, and given the fact that she had so many illnesses due to her age.
If we're just pulling stories out of her ass, sorry, didn't your mum kitten? Was it a kitten or a very young cat? Because she didn't want it? Wasn't that something that your mum did? I mean, because that's what I've heard. And I've heard a lot of people say it. So if we're just going to talk about random things that we hear, I just thought I'd mention that.
That doesn't make any sense to me. All right, so moving on. Her audience don't have it. That's why we call them zombies. They have no brains. They can't.
I thought you called them chinions. You can't even remember what you call them because you don't call them that, and nobody calls them that. I know you're trying to feel like you're witty or something and that you're like fast thinking and you're like hilarious, but you're just coming off really bitter. Very, very bitter.
Come to these conclusions themselves. So whatever.
Edit this out.
So I had 2 things happen. I managed to rehome Sam, Chibius, to somebody close in the family. And they're going to foster Sam now. Actually, there's somebody else fostering Sam now. The first person, it didn't work out. They had to leave, move away and all this and that. So I was disappointed. And now that he's being refostered, I don't want him just in foster care. I want him, and I want to try everything I can to bring him now. I've changed my mind and I want him. So another thing that happened, so at the same time for BBJ, she was a tougher decision due to her age and problems. So I made a vet appointment right away when I saw her nails, and I thought, oh no. So the fact I never ever did anything to purposely hurt or abuse my pets at all whatsoever.
Do you not understand what neglect means? It does not mean that you've gone up to your cat and kicked it. I mean, obviously that's what somebody you were dating did, but whatever. It doesn't mean that you've gone out of your way to physically harm your pets. It means that you've not done the bare minimum to look after your pets. It's still it's just a different type. It's annoying that you keep bringing this up. So, I didn't intentionally do it. Yeah, but you didn't intentionally look after them either. That's the issue.
My came to my home a couple of times, and the last time he came to my home, he scared my cat. He didn't kick her like people think. He swatted at her.
It's so weird. Why would we think that he kicked the cat? Would it maybe be because that's what she said happened? And then she realised, oh, actually, I want to keep dating him now. We had an argument, so I'll tell everyone that he kicked the cat. But now he wants to sleep with me again. So I'll tell everyone, actually, that's not what happened because I want everyone to like him because they don't like him at the moment. That's how you work. We're not stupid.
She became so terrified of him. I never let him back in my house again. He never came in my house.
I love that because Pete said categorically he didn't want him back in the house. And the reason you did it was for your cat. It's not because of your like depressed best mate that was living with you that didn't want him there. It was because of the cat. And by the way, I'm not saying that she shouldn't have done it because she definitely should have not let him back in the house because of what he did to BBJ. But I'm pretty certain it was the fact that he didn't want to come over to yours. I mean, he couldn't drive, could he? So you'd have to go back over there to pick him up and then take him back when he was done. So I'm pretty sure it was just a convenience thing more than anything. And after all, you were going to move out the house, remember? You were going to leave the villa. You were going to keep paying the rent. There was nothing else you could really do anyways because you were signed up to a lease. But yeah, so you were going to keep paying the rent and you were going to leave Pete in the house to look after the cats because you didn't want to move the cats and you were just going to go live with this guy that you'd known for, what, 5 months possibly? Such a good cat mum.
I would never abuse my pets. So that is just ridiculous and 100% false.
So this seemed a good time to stop and finish part 2 because it looks like Foodie needs to catch her breath, so I thought I'd be nice. So yeah, I'm very sorry. There is a part 3. It is completed and it will be posted shortly. I hope you're enjoying it as always, and I'll see you in the next one.